Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Somaliland National Television English. My name is Badruddin Muhammad. I am here to update you with the daily news. These are the stories making headlines. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Tourism participated in football tournament ceremony. The Alaibade district community initiated the construction of the road connecting Alaibade to Hargeisa. UN multiple chemical attacks likely in Syria. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Tourism alleged that the government of Somaliland is committed to support Somaliland youth development. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Tourism alleged that the government of Somaliland is committed to support Somaliland youth development. The minister also told that the government is developing all aspects on education, sports and other cultural developments. The minister, Mr. Ali Saeed Royal, spoke in Hargeisa Stadium in the closing ceremony for football tournament participated by 12 sport clubs. The minister warned against habits of using queuing cards and other bad habits and also illegal immigration movements to overseas. The General Director of the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Tourism, Mohammed Hussein Dabeye, also spoke in the event and he welcomed sports events and youth integration, and he stated that these tournaments is part of ministry's developmental programs for Somaliland youth. The community of Alaibade began the first phase of the road construction, which the President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo, laid down the foundation stone of this road. The community of Alaibade began the first phase of the road construction, which the President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo, laid down the foundation stone. The ceremony for the beginning participated by traditional elders, local authorities, youth groups, and other renowned figures. The Deputy Mayor of Kabyle, Mr. Abdi Eid, spoke in the event and he addressed that the community of Alaibade long needed to construct this road, and he also mentioned that the construction of this road will play a great role in the economic developments. The Deputy Mayor also promised to participate and share financial costs for constructing the road. Also, the Mayor of Alaibade District, Mr. Ahmed Awisa, spoke in the event and told that they completed the clearance phase of the road in 3 days. Also, the Chairman of Alaibade Youth, Mr. Muhammad Sheikh Abdullahi Ali, spoke in the event and he welcomed the efforts and manpower contributions of the youth, and he emphasized the youth should double their participation until completing the road construction. Also, other distinguished figures spoke in the event and they all welcomed the construction of the road and support the government developmental initiatives. You are still watching the English news program on Somaliland National Television, the only Somali-speaking channel with an English news program. And now for our international headlines in detail. New report confirms chemical weapons used in Syria.
A new UN report states that in addition to the widely publicized chemical weapons attack on August 21st near Damascus, such weapons were probably used in 4 other locations in Syria between March and late August. The report published on Thursday examined 7 attacks in which chemical weapons use had been alleged. The United Nations mission concludes that chemical weapons have been used in the ongoing conflict between the parties in the Syrian Arab Republic, noted the report by Chief UN Investigator Aka Salistrom. The UN mission investigated 7 instances of possible use of chemical weapons. The report cited credible evidence, and evidence consistent with the probable use of chemical weapons in Ghouta, Khan al-Assal, Chabar, Saraqib, and Ashrafiyah Saniya. However, the UN could not corroborate their use in Pariya and Sheikh Maqsood. In the rebel-held Damascus suburb of Ghouta, UN inspectors cited clear and convincing physical evidence that the deadly nerve agent sarin was used on a large scale against civilians. But this was already public knowledge, as Ghouta was the focus of a previous interim report. Sarin was also probably used in smaller quantities in Chopar, Saraqib, and Ashrafiyah Saniya, the UN concluded.
North Korea says leader's powerful uncle executed.
North Korea has executed the uncle of its leader Kim Jong-un days after he was dismissed, state news agency KCNA announced, branding the once powerful Chang Song-thaek a traitor. Chang was executed on Thursday shortly after a special military trial, KCNA reported. He had been accused of a string of criminal acts including corruption, womanizing, and drug-taking. The accused Chang brought together undesirable forces and formed a faction as the boss of a modern-day factional group for a long time and thus committed such hideous crimes as attempting to overthrow the state, KCNA said. The official Rondong Simon newspaper on Friday carried a photograph of Chang in handcuffs and being held by uniformed guards as he stood trial. He had previously had influential positions in the ruling party and the military. Reporters from Bangkok said the execution has laid bare a massive power struggle in this secretive country. It is an incredible public condemnation of this once powerful man, the reporters said. The sacking on Monday suggests Pyongyang is undergoing its biggest leadership upheaval since the death in 2011 of former leader Kim Jong-il, the younger Kim's father. KCNA said earlier this week that Chang had been removed from all his posts and expelled from the Workers' Party. For long ago, Chang had a dirty political ambition. He dared not raise his head when Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il were alive, KCNA said, referring to leader Kim's grandfather and father, who were previous rulers of the dynastic state. He began revealing his true colors, thinking that it was just the time for him to realize his real ambition. In the period of historic turn when the generation of the revolution was replaced, Chang was married to Kim's aunt, the daughter of the Northeast founding leader Kim Il-sung, and was widely considered to be working with ensure his nephew firmly established his grip on power in the past 2 years. Chang had been a prominent fixture in many of the reports and photographs of Kim Jong-un's public activities, but his appearances have tempered off sharply this year, and he has not appeared in official media since early November. U.S. State Department spokesman Patrick Van Trail said the U.S. could not independently verify the execution but had no reason to doubt the KCNA report. If confirmed, this is another example of the extreme brutality of the North Korean regime, Van Trail said. We are following developments in the North Korea closely and consulting with our allies and partners in the region.
That's the end of our news. Until next time, في أمان الله.